Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. Let's go ahead and move this crate and try and find Raymond. Hopefully something bad has not happened to him. We gained a karma, so that's good. Where are we heading? Got north or south. We've got a slow... Here's something we can grab. 52 new yen. I'll take it. And we still got Carter and Wu following alongside. Well, we're not on the docks anymore. Hi there, Husky Troll. What could possibly go wrong here? Crossing the street, you can make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. Well, how nice of them. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped, mind your manners. Wu stands up tall, taking that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger. Someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Permits? Give me a minute. He makes a show of patting his pockets. Nope, guess not. I must have dropped mine in a dumpster, along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Wu coolly surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well then. You can almost feel Wu's cop training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits shoulder level, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Uh-oh. Carter backs him up. She whips her arms forward, fist blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to another. All right, everyone, just be cool. The thick troll's face is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. A little late for that, isn't it? Raise your weapon? Well, I don't really have a weapon. Let's just draw the weapon and remain silent. We're gonna let Wu and Carter take charge here. The troll notes your action with a nod. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot just now. Maybe we can do for you something we can do for you, officer? His mouth breaks into a patronizing grin. Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We were supposed to meet him here. You know him? The troll nods his enormous head. Mm-hmm. Wu's voice gets an edge. You can see a vein in his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Carter sees it too. Keeps her voice neutral. Easy, Duncan. The troll maintains amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on Wu. That's right. Easy, Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. And who are you? He eyes Duncan. No one you want to mess with. The orc girl chimes in. Her tone is light. She's trying to defuse the situation. We do odd jobs. For money. Keep talking. The troll's yellow-brown tusks shift into a smile again. He needed friends. The heavily armed kind. The old man hired us to take you all on a little excursion. Wu's brow furrows. Hired you? He takes a moment and looks them over. They're an odd assortment. A cybered-up troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyber deck slung on her back, and a tall man standing behind them, inscrutable, all with guns trained on Wu. Understanding spreads across Wu's face, and his jaw tightens. You're Shadowrunners. The troll nods. Mm-hmm. Wu's shoulders creep up. His stance tightens. This is bull. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. Uh-oh. The troll corrects him. Mercenary operatives. The dwarf cuts in. Her voice is soft but strong. Criminal mercenary operatives. So, yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. The troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as you thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off, but he's struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off of him. The runners sense it too, and they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan, and their guns are big. The look on their faces make it clear. One wrong bead of sweat and Wu's going down in a red mist cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level, moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without turning, his focus squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. She's right. Let's go ahead and focus on Raymond there, Wu. You could tell the orc girl's had enough of the tension. She blurts it out. The old man wanted us to take him to Kowloon Walled City. I hope that's how that's spelled. She waves a hand at the three of you. You too. Two large rats clinging to her hip and shoulder poke their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the Walled City? Slum, right? Actually, I've probably never heard of it. The girl rolls her eyes. That's a hole. The worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Trid clips and news stories can't do it justice. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your mind. We get it. It's a real bad place. Now why would a little old man pay you to take him there? The dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot too. Just kept rambling on and on about how he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I would have never accepted the gig. The Walled City's the last place I want to go. But the old man rolled up a truckload of new yen, and you gotta eat, right? Wu risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Let's say we believe you. What now? The troll flashes you with a smile that's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang, I'll tell you what. He looks at his team as he slowly starts to lower his weapon. We're all gonna put our guns down. Oh, crap. That's not good. Take cover. The sound of high-caliber rifle shots hang in the air, and the red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Carter, the troll, and the silent elf lie dead in widening pools of blood. Oh, Carter! Their heads broken open like melons drop from a 4-story building. The young orc girl screams from cover. Nightjar! Nightjar, come on, big man, talk to me. Gutshot? No. She turns to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. Oh, this isn't good. A voice blares out from a loudspeaker. This is the police. Lay down your weapons, put your hands behind your head, and come out where we can see you. Duncan Wu, Caleb Shan, come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked on Carter's corpse. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it. I'm law enforcement. Lone Star. Lone Star! He's driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. They don't seem to care, and they know both of our names. The dwarf shakes her head at him. Her voice is flat. Save your breath. They won't listen. Use your eyes. These bastards aren't here to make arrests. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, showering her an explosion of plaster. Alright, we need a way out of here, now. Everyone pipe down. Just give me a minute. The rat girl stares at the ground intently, as if listening. Then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone come with me. Everyone? We don't need the rent-a-cops gobbet. We're the only ones. The little orc whips her head toward her friend. Their extra firepower ease. I've got us an exit, but we've got to get past the heat, and we can't shoot our way out of this on our own. If nothing else, they can soak up a few rounds for us. She turns to you, her pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick to cover and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. Yes, ma'am. So, we've got to go this way, it looks like. So, let's take some cover. Cover is good. And Duncan, you do the same. And now we've got a whole mess of people here, don't we? Summon spirits, which we don't want to do right now. I assume the gunfire's coming from this side. Otherwise, we're going to know real quick. Oh, hi there. Sniper. I did not notice you. Wow, 9 damage and she's already hurting. Oh, crap. And we are surrounded, as they say. So, let's use Killing Hands. And should we go up and introduce ourselves to the captain? Indeed we should. Duncan. Let's do 1 aimed shot. And another shot for good measure. That takes out 1. Now, Gobbet, what do you have? Aim, Poison Fog, Haste, and a Heal Wound. Let's do that with Shan. That heals the 11 HP. And you have an Uzi. So let's say hello to the HP captain. And Shy Dwarf. What can we do? We've got an access point, so this is our Decker. And what we got? We got a silver gun and a mini grenade launcher. Neat. That is a nice little launcher. I like it. I would like one as well. Holy crap. That dwarf is mighty. Well, I guess we'll head up to the next barricade. So, we'll head up here. Do we see anyone new? Nope. And Woo, you go ahead and follow suit. We've got to be careful here. Gobbet, let's try here. That's some good cover. And let's see what this access point is. It might be possible to use the network connection on this police motorcycle to do some damage to their local network. And we've got some decking, so deactivate the drones. I was not aware there were drones. The police drones power down. Huzzah! That should make our life a little bit easier. And we have a mage who just summoned something nasty. Ow. Stop that. So far, so good. And we got to get right into the middle of this action, so let's use Eviscerate. And Duncan. Well, I don't know. Hold on. Let's move up here 1 with Duncan, and we can't use a grenade right now. Crap. Alright, so 1 shot it is. And Gobbet, you can't use your heal right now, can you? That's unfortunate. Can we use haste? Let's do haste to Shan here, so he can use a basic medkit on himself. There we go. And I think we're good for right now. So let's take some cover behind this motorcycle, now that the drones are out of commission. Slow movement -2. That's not bad. Ow. What do we got? Slow movement, acid. That's definitely not good. How about... Is your heal back up, Gobbet? Yes, it is. When's the last... Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't see anything. Oh, we have to stay in cover because we're still... I see. Well, let's go ahead and head back behind cover. For at the moment, at least. And let's go with our dwarf here. What do we got? Smart proximity grenade. Adheres a smart proximity mine at the target location. The mine will explode when hostiles enter the area. That's pretty cool. But I like this silver pistol. Let's keep using it. And an aim shot for good measure. And that's just going to heal 1, though. Let's look at our casting. I'm going to head back here and call that good. Duncan, you've got a grenade. A frag. Can we heavy cover intervening? That's not what I'm needing. Let's go ahead and finish off this guard then. Good. Good, good, good. And Gobbet, just to say that we did heal him for 1. And shoot! It's from too far away. Now, are we done with the acid yet? Nope. -2 per round. And we still have our haste, which is good. We're just going to go ahead and hide back here. Duncan. And let's rush. And that's not cover. Guess we're going to rush behind the motorcycle along with our dwarf. And we have to remember to stay behind cover, otherwise we're going to get pinged. Ow. And shall we eviscerate? Yes, let us shall. And Duncan... Oh, you need to get behind cover, sir. That was a mistake on my part. But you're out in the open now. Come on, one more. Good. So let's work our way up here. It's not enough AP. Well, that's unfortunate. How far do we got to go? We just got to go right there. Man. And our adept's about to get blasted. Oh, hi. How you doing? Is our acid done? We'll keep the drones going. And Gobbet, do you still have haste? Let's go ahead and cast it on Shan so he has 2 more movement. And we'll still hustle here. And Duncan, what are we going to do here with this guy? Shoot for 20. Alright. I think that's a wise plan. That was sound and efficient. Ew. I'm about to die. But we can go ahead and escape, so... Flee! So this is one of those battles that we are not going to win. They're just going to keep on coming, I would assume. So let's focus on getting out of here alive. And can we... Yes, make the escape. Move those little legs. And they're probably getting into position. Ow. Woo, you escape. And can you escape, ma'am, in 1 turn? Yep. Ooh, that was tough. The rat shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleys, damp sub-basements, and empty buildings. Stumbling through refuse and filth, you make your way into the sewers below Victoria Harbor. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobbet stops, sniffs, and wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rat squeaks softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand. In the dim light of the sewer, you can see they're nearly the same age, no more than 20. 21 tops. They may be similar to me and Wu. Well, he seems to be more sentimental than Wu. So, what were their names? She keeps her head down and tells it to the floor. The troll you were talking to was Nightjar. He was our friend. The elf was called Gutshot. Kind of an ass, but I didn't need to see his head splattered everywhere like that. She inhales a cleansing breath. Nightjar was a good guy. Always had our backs. Isobel's and mine. Isobel nods in agreement. Her voice is flat. Rare to find a runner that you can actually trust. She looks to her friend. Are we clear? Gobbet looks back the way you came. I think we've shaken them. She sniffs the air. Yeah, we're clear. Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewer water, creating echoes down the tunnel. You can feel the tension coming off of him in waves. This is bull. I'm done messing around in alleys and sewers. I'm done running from the cops. He pokes a thumb at his chest and spits his anger forth in a raspy growl. For God's sake, I am a cop. We noticed. There's a Lone Star Sergeant dead back there, damn it. She was... Wu starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. I'm going to get some of my own people down here. Then we're going to find Raymond and figure out what the hell's going on. The little orc shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. You have fun with that. She looks over at her friend. They both nod. Iz and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend. Let's go ahead and try and pull on the heartstrings here. He's not our friend. He's our foster father. She looks straight at you. Her tone is flat. And he's probably a dead man. Sorry, but it's the truth. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already written the orc girl off. He pulls his security-grade PDA from its holster on his left leg, raises it, and starts tapping the buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops, confused, and then taps it again harder. The red flashing image on the PDA reflects in his goggles. What the hell? I'm locked out of the network. He looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. He goes back to the screen. I don't believe it. This is saying there's an APB out on us, Caleb. You and me both. I figured as much. You heard them on loudspeaker. They knew our names. Wu glares at the wall, a storm raging across his face. Fracking hell. His hand clenches into a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch the wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly, a pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly, he turns and slings his PDA at the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it, spent. The orc mouths an "okay" to herself, eyebrows raised. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Come on, Isobel, let's... She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes crashing down on the PDA at Wu's feet. The dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again, until there's nothing left but a snarl of plastic housing, broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, and points at the little pile of scrap she's created. Police issued. They can trace you through that. She turns to you, hand out. Yours too. It's on the network. I'll smash it myself. We bury our own. You crush the PDA to shards under your foot while Isobel looks on blankly. Good. She looks over at Gobbet, sighs, and reaches into her jacket pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs. She hands them to you and Duncan. Burners. I suppose it's the least we could do after your help back there. Well, thanks. Now what? Now we get out of the sewer and head our separate ways, righties? Isobel isn't listening. She's staring open-mouthed at her own PDA, its bluish glow illuminating her horrified expression. Gobbet, we gotta go. Right now. Isobel's voice is monotone but empathetic. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us, too. Her screen displays a local newscast. Your own face stares back at you from the upper left corner of the screen. And in breaking news, just under an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of a terrorist cell linked to the mainland city-state of Henan. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time ago, before Raymond. Our sources report that Seattle natives Duncan Wu and Caleb Shan, along with their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still at large. They are well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbet and Isobel pop up on screen, replacing Duncan Wu. The color drains out of Gobbet's face. Oh, crap. Kowloon officials report that the terrorist cell, known as the White Star, maintains ties to the state of Henan and is purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are standing at high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force's Special Deputies Unit has been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Crate at the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the newscaster, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbor. The camera pans to Chief Inspector Crate. She is surrounded by a swarm of news reporters, but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. We have yet to ascertain the motive for tonight's attack, but it was clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. Crate sounds smooth, more like a corporate mouthpiece than a cop. We've already issued an all-points bulletin along with a kill or capture order for the 4 remaining terrorists, and I have instructed the Special Deputies Unit to make this manhunt a top priority. She looks directly into the camera. If you should see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap on the HKPF flash code at the bottom of the screen. If you are on an authorized network and take a picture, our system will automatically identify them in your data stream. The Decker switches off the newscast and clips her PDA back onto her belt. For a moment, there's no sound but the roar of sewer water rushing through the pipes. Gobbet bends over, hands on her knees, sucking wind. Her rats scurry for a new position. Ugh, I thought we were fracked before. Wu's voice is eerily calm, but now we are well and truly fracked. Doesn't look good, does it? His mouth tightens. Not at all. He begins stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They've labeled us terrorists, and there's an APB out on us. I've heard this kind of announcement before. I know what comes with it. It doesn't matter if we have nothing to do, but with that whatever city-state, they're going to hunt us down. It's open season. Isobel nudges the remains of Wu's PDA with her booted toe, and the 2 of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Gobbet wide-eyes the exits, tight as a spring. You can hear the shallow panting as she leans toward one, then the other. We gotta go deep, hit the mainland for a while until we can figure this out, find a hole to crawl into. Gobbet looks at Isobel, wipes her mouth, and points at you and Duncan. We've got to get them off the grid too. Way off. The dwarf looks up at Duncan, and her large eyes narrow. Hey, Lone Star. You've got a security license, right? That means you've got a SIN, too. Wu's brow furrows. Of course I have a SIN. I wouldn't be able to get paid otherwise. Only criminals and lowlifes go sinless. She runs her hands along her cyber deck, thinking. That means that you can be traced. Both of you. You get spotted by a drone or a security camera, get ID'd by a retinal scanner, or try to use your cred stick or passport, and the HKPF will know just where to find you. Wu crosses his arms across his chest. I know how a system identification number works, runner. And this is where my Shadowrunner etiquette comes into play. We're going to have to burn our sins if we're going to survive this. The 2 women nod. You got that right, Seattle. Gobbet pulls at her dreadlocks. We're just as screwed as you are. Me and Iz, we're listed as your accomplices, and we can't afford for you to get caught. You'll lead them to us, one way or another. DNA sample, things we've told you, astral residue, I don't know, cop stuff. Little Decker looks from you to Wu, eyes narrowed, sizing you up. You can see her make a slight decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat and resigned. We need to get your sins burned, delete you from the record books. All of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute. You want us to just erase our identities? Wu rubs a hand across his scalp. Beyond the fact that it's insane, will that even work? If we burn our sins, go off the grid like that, won't they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condescension sweeps its way into Isobel's dry tone. Imagine playing a game of hide-and-seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try and hide with a siren, or with the siren conspicuously absent? Ugh. Well, let's just get on with it. What do we have to do? Gobbet's voice drops. We gotta ask for help. There's only one person we know who has the kind of pull it takes to burn a sin and hide us from the cops. Kindly Cheng. Let me guess, this Kindly Cheng is some sort of underworld hardass? Like a walnut. Nice. She's what's known as a straw sandal, kind of a middle manager for the Yellow Lotus Syndicate. Their triad. Kindly Cheng controls all the illegal activity in our neighborhood. Smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting. Well, middle manager? Is the Yellow Lotus a syndicate or a retail outlet? Gobbet leans in, serious as death. Do not get the wrong impression. Kindly Cheng is no bureaucrat. She controls a good-sized portion of Kowloon's underworld. She has soldiers, resources, and she's smart. She is not to be underestimated. Isobel's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Cheng is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Her eyes get big, round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Nightjar's job. Wait a minute, you know this woman? We've only met once or twice. Nightjar was the one who worked with her. Like I said, she's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowrunners for the corpse. Kindly Cheng is our fixer. Gobbet tries to make her voice light, confident. That's not good to have her as a fixer. Just stay on her good side and you'll have nothing to worry about. Now let's get this done before any of you trips the APB and brings all hell down upon us. Okay, guys. Well, we have our marching orders. We have to find Kindly Cheng and destroy our identities. Hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. Sucks that Carter had to die. But if you liked the episode, go ahead and click like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.